Before I was a photographer, I had taught in two different basic schools. The first, I quit after a week, and the second, I was fired. Not long after, I met a guy who was a photographer in the church we used to attend. They used this old, rusty Canon camera, which I don't remember the model. It didn't create great images, but these images were visible enough to identify whoever was in the photograph. I told this guy I wanted to learn photography, and he made me shoot with the camera one night, practicing. He gave me some tutorials to watch, and there I learned the exposure triangle and how to use different modes on the camera. Right after that, I dived with my head deep into a well which I didn't know how to maneuver to pursue my newfound interest in photography. It was great, it felt good, but after a while, the rush dies. It dies, and you've got to face reality. Now you need to transition from hobby to business, then learn how to start a business and manage it successfully. It wasn't going so well. It wasn't. Getting paid chicken change was tough. You would think people will understand and appreciate your craft, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about your expensive equipment. Nobody. They only want what they want. The worst that ever happened to me was when I was hired one time because I owned a camera. Now that's another story for another time. I was broke, suffered depression, and it was a tough one. I had to always call my mom for some coins. That was embarrassing for me to a certain degree, but she kept motivating me, and I'm always glad that she did. Then I knew I didn't have to feel sorry for myself. I needed to find a job, a real job. Just because my friends are doing photography full time and having fun doesn't mean I'm there yet. And most of them have got side jobs also. Seriously, they just don't tell you about it in their YouTube videos. Nobody has got a perfect life. No one. When I got a job, I didn't have to think about tomorrow's meal. It wasn't the best paying job, as every Ghanaian teacher will say. Teachers are paid less. And like every Ghanaian woman will say, I will not marry a teacher because they are broke. Well, most of them are, but I'm here with a vision and a mission. And you should also. I have not stopped being a photographer, and I have not stopped being an author. In fact, I'm currently writing a book on financial literacy for photographers. But one thing I can say with gladness is that finding another job, in addition to being a photographer, has made me sane, less depressed, and more sociable. You do not have to be a starving photographer. Do something else. Find your dreams. You shouldn't take my word for it, but then I will implore you to give it a try. If you don't like it, quit. Yes, keep creating content, chasing your dreams, and avoid the hassle of having to think about what to eat tomorrow.